Today, I'm finally back from America to discuss my trip to the Streamer Awards. I went with Harry and Tubbo to see both of them in their nominations for their awards, and I spoke about all of it, my whole trip, and I even discussed the drama. By the way, every video that you see on this channel is streamed live on Twitch, so if you want to see these whilst they happen live, then follow my Twitch channel. Enjoy! Welcome back to my stream! Oh my god! It's been a while! It's been a while, it's been a while, hello! Hi! Hi! What if you just sit on the starting soon and add a bunch of pictures of Quabby? That would be awesome. Finny Big, thank you for the 4 months! When Ruby Falls in Love, thank you for the 6 months. Ari Sad, thank you for the 1 year! Thank you! Oh my god, the Marsupial, thank you for the 35 months! Guys! Yo. Yo. Be honest with me, guys. You can be honest. Did you guys miss me? Anyone? Anyone? I forgot about you. Okay. Guys, I was gone for 5 whole days, apart from that one day that I went live. By the way, were any of you there? Were any of you there when I went live? I went live in frickin' America. I did. I don't know. My camera looks really red. Hold on. Like, I know that I'm wearing red, but there we go. I was there in America. I did an IRL stream with Tubbo. Harley! Thank you for the 2 months. Thank you. Guys! Guys! Yo. Guys, yo. Guys, yo. Yeah, so if you weren't up to date, or maybe you've been living under a rock, or maybe this is your first time watching a stream in like 5 years, this week was the Streamer Awards. And I was fortunate enough to be able to go to LA to attend it in person. And so this little stream that you're watching is a little story time. We're gonna be doing a little story time today. We're gonna be fucking story timing, everyone. I made sure to not tell you much about my trip across the streams and the Instagram stories and the tweets, because I wanted to keep it all for you, my dear viewers of this stream. That's really all that I care about, is the people that are watching right now. Yep. So we will get into it very shortly. Okay, no, we will not get into it. We'll do it right now. Okay, fine, we'll do it right now. Okay, well, yeah, we can start the story time right now if you guys want. If that's something you guys are interested in. Wait, because I'm not gonna lie, we have a lot to talk about. Obviously the Streamer Awards was eventful, but we have a whole nother section of my whole week to talk about. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god. Alright, chat. Let's start from the beginning. I basically realized that I couldn't sleep in Brighton the night before my flight because I didn't take into consideration that you need to spend, I'd like a little bit more time to travel to America and go through security and stuff than if I was traveling to, I don't know, Europe. I went to Amsterdam, I went to Paris, all that stuff. So I had to leave after streaming. No, I didn't stream that day. I had to leave after working very abruptly to go and crash at my mother's house. And you know what? She was actually quite pleased, but I didn't give her much notice. I basically said, Mum, I'm coming right now. I'm coming to London right now. So I made my way all the way to London with all of my little things. I brought my suit, obviously. And then a nice change of clothes. I heard that in America, in LA, it was going to be basically the same temperatures that we get in Brighton in July. So I thought, okay, I'll pack a little t-shirt, some shorts and stuff. And I made it to my house in London. First person I encounter is my younger sister Violet, who says all she cares about is whether or not I can get a video of IShowSpeed saying her name. And I said, Violet, if I meet IShowSpeed, the first thing I'm thinking about is not you, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. But she was like, please, can you get IShowSpeed to say my name? I was like, no. Then she was like, is Quen Blackwell going? I said, I don't know, but if she is, she's a little bit too scary. She's too famous. I don't know if I want to talk to her. And so, basically, at that point, I lost all of my aura with my younger sister who thinks I'm the fucking coolest person in the world because I didn't want to get her any of her favorite YouTubers to say hi. So she basically said, okay, then I'm going to sleep. I was like, fuck right off. Fuck off. But yeah, I went to bed at like 2 in the morning because this is my thing. Before my trips, I have everything planned out, okay? I know exactly every travel route that I need to take, all of that stuff. And then right before my trip happens, I get scared that I've planned it all wrong. Which, by the way, far later into the story, you'll realize that I did plan something wrong. So I stayed up until like 3 in the morning, planning my trip. And then I fell asleep until like 7 a.m. So I really didn't sleep that much. But I was fine because I got to sleep on the plane. And I realized that this trip was going to start to break the bank, chatters. Because I had to Uber to the airport. I had to... What's happening? What's happening?
Who wants coffee?
Oh, thanks. I low-key thought that they added a pissing one. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I had to Uber all the way to Heathrow, which was a lot of money. But I had to because I thought that I had to be there earlier than the tubes opened. Turns out, flying to America actually isn't that much more complicated than flying to Europe, and I spent 3 hours in Heathrow Airport sat by myself. Yep. I wrote a little entry into my journal on my community tab, and here is the list of things that I did whilst I was sat there. Arrived at the wrong terminal of the airport and had to make my way to another one. I got full body searched despite the fact I had nothing on me but clothes. I bought an overpriced meal deal. I dropped half of my food on the floor whilst trying to balance it on my suitcase. I attempted to get into the first class lounge despite the fact I'm not going on first class. I moved around all the clothes in my bag out of boredom. And then I went to the men's toilet and did my entire morning routine. And then I called my father. And that's what I did whilst I was sat in Heathrow Airport. You know? Top 100 things to do in Heathrow Terminal 3. Anyways, I finally make it to my gate. They finally announced it. I go to it and I take this flight. It's only my third time ever on a transatlantic flight at that point, and it was one of those big Boeing planes that fall out of the sky and kill everyone. So I was really scared, I'm not gonna lie. I was really scared, but I sat my ass down in the seat. First thing I realized, I'm in a whole different world. the seats have outlets on the plane. You can charge your phone or charge anything inside of the seat. And the airplane has Wi-Fi. That's fire. That's fire. Okay. I didn't pay for the Wi-Fi, but I did imagine it. And I got very lucky, chat, in my first flight. I actually got very lucky. I'll show you. So how it works on the big planes is there is 3 seats here. Then 5 seats in the middle. And then 3 seats on the other side. And I didn't pay for a seat. And I got put on this aisle seat right here. I was on the aisle. And there was no one sat here. But there was someone sat here. Which means I got a little bit more space as well. Good ass seat, right? And my flight was 11 hours from Heathrow to LAX. And I never really thought I would be one of those people that... Chat, you know people that go on long haul flights? They always come out and are like, I made friends with the person sitting next to me. I didn't think that would be me. Okay, hi.
Max!
Hi.
I'm so disappointed in Prezo for asking FaZe Clan.
I know. We will get into that. We will get into that.
Such inappropriate questions.
Very inappropriate.
FaZe up.
FaZe the frick up. It was inappropriate what Prezo said. Yeah, so I didn't think I would be one of those people that becomes friends with the people that you're sat next to on the plane. But I was sat next to this probably 80-year-old woman. And for the first time that we spoke to each other was because she decided to sit next to me instead of sitting in the one next to the window. And I said, hi, would you mind sitting on the one next to the window so maybe I could have a little bit more room for my arms? And she said, no. She said no. And I was like, why? Do you not like the window? I'll switch with you if you want. She said, no, I love the window. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about then? What do you mean you love the... So sit on the window. Anyways, I didn't talk to her for like 3 hours because, you know, she was doing her own thing and I was doing my own thing. And then there was an entertainment system in front of me. I was watching Severance because I'd never seen Severance and I thought I'd watch it, right? And then in the corner of my eye, I begin to see a little red thing flying my way. And I turn around thinking, what the fuck is going on? The lady next to me is going, here comes the aeroplane, trying to feed me fruit from her bag because she had packed 3 meals with her. She was like, would you like a strawberry? I swear I went, ah. I took the strawberry. Right. I had the little strawberry. Then she gave me some fennel. Then she gave me some salad. Okay. And then... And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was really scared. Because I thought that it was going to have poison in it. Of course, you never take food from a stranger. And I was like, oh my god. But... I don't know, there was a way about her. She was a Middle Eastern grandmother. I just feel like I could trust her, you know? I feel like she is the kind of person that I don't know, like I would meet on the bus or something. I don't know, I just trusted her. And I was like, yes, I will take your food. And then the one of the flight attendants got like really like kind of like pissed off with her. They were like, why don't you sit? That's your assigned seat. Why are you not sitting in it? And bro, I realized that the reason that she was sat next to me is because there was nobody sat in front of her, which means, okay, how can I explain this? She had, like, a thing to rest her feet on that was kind of like a hammock for her feet. Because I think she was, I don't know, like, I think her knees were, like, she had, like, bad knees or something. But she wasn't able to put it over the other seat because there was a guy sat there. And in the end, they made her change seats. Like, by the time that I realized that she was sat there for an amazing reason, I was like, it's fine, you can sit next to me. But they forced her to sit on the other one, so, you know what, in the end, she actually got the best of both worlds, because she got to lie like this, across both the seats, with her feet up, which was great for her, but they tried to kick her out, which was awful. Then, skip a few hours, she taps me on the shoulder, she goes, excuse me. I'm like, hi. She goes, would you like a brownie? She gives me a brownie. I was like, of course I want a brownie. What the fuck? And then she offered me a scoop of mango. But, I don't know, guys. Mango looks a bit disgusting when it's been scooped and not cut. And at that point, I thought, I can't keep taking her food. And also, I don't want this scoop of mango. She was going like that. She literally went, no, seriously, have some mango. And I was like, no, I don't want any, thank you. And then, thankfully, I'd set the precedent there. Because the next time, she tried to give me a burger. And lots of love to her. She was very kind. But the burger was the worst thing. It was literally, it was like a prison meal. It was like one slab of thin meat between two pieces of bread. It was... And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm full now. Where is she getting all that food from? I don't really know, because it was pre-packaged food. Like, she made it at home and then brought it over the border. But I didn't think you were allowed to do that. I thought that wasn't allowed. But yeah, she, thank you for the 7 months. You can take food, just not liquid. Oh. I thought you could only take, like, packaged food. Hers was in, like, little containers. Anyways, I got to speaking to her. Because I decided at this point, I was like, you know, she should know my name. I should talk to her a little bit. Like, we've only been speaking about food. And so she told me her whole life story. Her son goes to university in LA, and blah blah blah. She moved to London 40 years ago. Blah blah blah. And in the end, we created a great friendship. I asked her if she spoke any Arabic, because she was from Iraq, so sometimes they do. She told me she speaks a little bit. Then I told her how I love Arabic and I wish that I could speak it, like it's one of my favorite languages. Then she asked me if I speak any other languages. I told her I was from Italy. She said that she's been to Italy. Then she told me she's been to China. I told her that some of my friends were going to China. She said, I wouldn't recommend it, but you should go anyways. I was like, okay. And, yeah, basically, it was a really good flight, apart from the fact that I snapped the clasp on my necklace. If you can see it there, I'm, like, using one of the pearls as a clasp for it, because I fell asleep on the plane for, like, 2 hours, and when I woke up, one of the stewardesses was, like, hovering over me, and, like, she started jiggle-peeking my chair. And I woke up and I went, huh! And like I flexed my arms or some shit in a way that it just split my necklace. And that was a shame, but it's okay. It worked out in the end. Informing the Middle Eastern grandmother about Chinese winter, bro, it was lovely. She was really nice. And as I was getting off the plane, she said, have a great day. I'll see you soon. And I was like, goodbye. And then, well, here's where it all starts. I am now officially in America. And I was so fucking scared. Because honestly, last stream, well, the last stream I did at home, it wasn't really a bit. I actually didn't know how to do TSA. I didn't know how to do it. I was really scared of the TSA workers. So I made my way to the TSA customs section, and I go up to the woman, and I say, "Hello," and she says, "Hi, how long are you here in America?" And I said, "I'm here for 3 days." She said, "Okay. Why are you here?" Bro. Top 5 fake sounding reasons. I said, "Oh, I'm actually here for an award show. My friend is nominated for an award, and I'm his +1. And she goes, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah. He's my friend, and I thought it would be nice if I went with him." And she went, "Okay. Let me just scan you into the thing." And then she took a picture of me with a C920, which is the first webcam that I used to stream. And she made me put all 5 fingers on the scanner. And I don't know how. Then she goes, "Well, I guess have fun at your award show." And I was like, "Okay, you don't fucking believe me, but it's fine. It's fine, that's actually fine." And I took my passport, and the first crisis started. I had to find I decided, much to my chat's dismay, that I would take public transport to my hotel. Because I didn't want to spend $110 on an Uber. I didn't give a fuck. Okay? It was literally $100 cheaper to just spend another hour. Alright? So I get on the first thing, which was a coach. It was like a little bus called Fly Away or some bullshit. I get on. 3 days before my trip, I had been promised by my bank that the card that I had taken out with them can pay internationally. Right? I get on the bus. Boop. The next bus is in 30 minutes. And I have already been traveling for 16 hours. No fucking way am I waiting 30 fucking minutes. So I said, "Hey man, I guess my card doesn't work. Is there any way that I can pay for this online?" And he said, yeah, just sit right here next to me and show me your ticket once you've bought it. But if you don't buy it, I will just kick you off at a random stop. And I was like, okay. So I thought maybe it was a problem with my card. So I added my card to Apple Pay. And I tried to pay for it on Apple Pay. I downloaded the app, pay for it. And at this point, I genuinely think I'm going to be on the side of the freeway in LA by myself. No card, no nothing. And so I do the only thing that I knew would work. I texted Molly. "Molly, please help. Molly, answer me now. I need your help. Molly, answer, please. Seriously. Molly, wake up. Hello?" She replied, "What do you want?" I said, "I need your credit card numbers to add to Apple Pay. Can you send me your credit card numbers right now? I promise you I'll pay you back. I just really need them right now because I'm on the bus and I'm basically being ransomed for money, or they're going to kick me out on the side of the road and I'm going to have to kill myself." She sent me her card. I paid for it. Cha-ching! I showed the guy the code. Boop! And immediately, I go and sit down in the only available seat on the bus. I'm looking at this guy that I'm sat next to. He has a black face mask, messy brown hair, black dyed nails, reading Discord. I swear to God, I start thinking this is Corp's husband. I swear to God. I thought, oh my God, I'm sat next to Corp's husband. It's LA. Exactly. It's LA, which is, I think, where he would live. So I'm starting to look at this guy, wondering, is this guy Corp's husband? In the end, I conclude he's not. And I kind of just sit there looking at him, and all the way on my bus journey. My bus brings me to Union Station in the center of Los Angeles. I don't know what the fuck Union Station means, but every person that I mentioned it to knew exactly what I was talking about, so it must be one of the popular ones. Okay? I get off the bus, I pick up my luggage, and I go downstairs into the tube. Every single underground system that I have used in my life has allowed me to use my phone to pay for entry. Every single one. Okay? LA, they do not have a contactless system. And I thought, okay, I'll just buy a ticket. LOL. The machines also don't have a contactless system. And so I thought, that's fine. Help me buy AirPods for my chick. Here is my PayPal. Even $1 is enough. Bro. If your broke ass can't buy AirPods for your chick, get the fuck to work, okay? I'm not giving you nothing. It's fucking AirPods. If you were homeless asking for food, maybe I would. The fuck? No, I'm not giving you $1. And so I thought, okay, I'll put my credit card into the machine. It didn't work on tapping, but sometimes it works when you put it into the machine. Yep, put it into the machine, doesn't fucking work. It doesn't fucking work. It doesn't fucking work. And now I'm in Union Station in the center of LA with no fucking way to get on the tube. And at that point, I think, well, can you jump it? I swear to God, I'm pretty sure the police officer at the gate was armed. If I want to get mowed down like a Rainbow Six Siege clip, maybe I can, but I'm not hopping the thing. I thought about hopping it. In London, there's a way where you can barge through the gates. I thought about doing that. There is absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to do that. No chance. Okay? And so, I sit next to the machines. Bro, I'm genuinely just sat there sad, thinking, how else can I get to my hotel? Right? And as I'm sat there, sad, I'm sat on my suitcase, so you know that it's a desperate time because there's not even a chair. A guy comes up to me, and he goes, bro, like, are you good? And I went, nah, I'm not able to take out like a ticket, and I only need it for this one train journey for my whole trip. And he looks at me and he goes, bro, I got you. And he opens his wallet and he takes out $4 and gives it to me and says, this should be enough to get you a card and one trip. I was like, what the fuck? I put the money in. Look, wait, I'll show you. Wait, where is my wallet? Oh, it's probably downstairs. I now have an LA travel card, right? Mind you, I have actually tried everything. I downloaded the LA Travel app and tried to pay with Apple Pay on there. It didn't even fucking... This archaic system that they have going on, which is like forcing you to use cash, is some bullshit. Anyways, he gives me $4. I pay for a ticket. Boop. Get through the barrier. And then I meet him at the... like, on the platform. And I'm like, you know what, bro? What's your name? Like, how are you doing? He goes, my name is Andy. And I was like, dude, Andy, thank you so much, man. Like, seriously, you saved my day. And he was like, I don't know. I just saw that you were struggling, so I thought I'd help you. And I was like, thank you. And he didn't, you know, he wasn't like, he was a guy just like me, okay? He wasn't like a big baller. Like, he was just a normal guy. And he had a guitar with him. And I was like, yo, like, you know, what do you, like, do you play music? And he was like, yeah, sometimes. And we started to speak about music a little bit. And he was like, what do you do? And I'm like, why are you here? I was like, oh, I'm here for the Streamer Awards. And he goes, oh, the streaming. Yeah. I was like, yeah, my friend's nominated for an award. He was like, oh, who's your friend? I was like, oh, his name is Tubbo. He's nominated for Best Minecraft Streamer. I swear to fucking God, this guy is like 28 years old. And he goes, oh! I think I know! Like, I think I've heard of Tubbo. I was like, fuck yeah, you have. Fucking yeah, you have. Then he asked me if I was a streamer. Immediately, my brain woke up. I said, people think streamers are rich. I cannot tell this guy I'm a streamer. You know, maybe it was a false flag and he's trying to mug me. I said, no, I'm just his friend. Just thought I'd go with him. And he was like, that's cool. That's fair. And he was like, so where are you from in England? I was like, Brighton. You probably don't know it, but... And I kind of got this vibe off of him. He didn't actually tell me any music that he liked. But I was like, MF Doom mentions Brian in one of his songs. So maybe you've heard it from there. Immediately, he goes from being like closed off. He opens his heart. He goes, are you kidding me? I love MF Doom. And I was like, yeah. So we start talking about MF Doom a little bit. Then in the middle of our conversation, he goes, by the way, that's your train. I go on the other side of the platform to get on my train. Apparently the train is not in service, even though it told me on the board that it was. And then I get stuck in between the doors. Now, on TFL, when you try and get out, and you're stuck in between the doors, if you go like that, it forces them open. It did not force them open. I did Flat Stanley through the door in LA, third fucking minute there. I get out. I have to wait 10 more minutes for a metro. Anyways, I get on it. And guys, the metro was just fine. Apart from the guy who I think was praying to God whilst betting on the train. That was... But I mean, like, you always see a character or two, so it's fine. I get off at it almost looks like it's spelled Wiltshire, which is the place in the UK. I think it's called Wilshire. Wilshire? I don't fucking know, bro. It's one of these places in central LA. I get off there because I am staying there with Tubbo and Curryway. I do the 4-minute walk to the hotel. And my first huge problem ever since I got off the underground. Crossing the road in America is so fucking scary. Oh my God. It is so scary. I swear to God, it took me 4 attempts to muster up the courage to cross this fucking road. Right? I get across the road. Then before I join Tubbo on his stream, I think, okay, I'm gonna call my bank, see if they can do anything about this fucking card of mine. I call them. They basically tell me to fuck off. And the only way that they could help me is if I was in the UK. I thought, fucking fuck this stupid bank. So I was like, okay. I walked into the hotel room and I'm met by Curryway. Lovely Curryway. Hello, nice to see you. And he very kindly takes my bag and he shows me upstairs. I arrive in this hotel room. Tubbo's hotel room with Curryway. And finally, I get to lie down on a bed for a moment. I'm like, let's fucking go. And then they go, Max, let's go out, dude. Let's go and do something. I'm like, I'm gonna be real with you fellas. Like, I have been awake for so fucking long, but, you know, sure. So, we get in an Uber after chilling for a moment, charging some batteries, and we make our way to the Griffith Observatory? Some shit like that. It's the observatory that's in GTA. GTA Observatory. Okay. Looks just like this. Just like it, okay? Looks just like that. We get up there. I'm not gonna lie with you. The stream saw nothing. Because the connection was terrible. Because there was like a moon event happening or some shit. I don't really know. So we couldn't really stream there. But I did take a picture. I took a picture of the view. With all the lights. And then I took one picture of the observatory as well. It was pretty nice there. It was pretty nice. We just hung out for a little bit. We basically didn't do very much at this observatory. We kind of looked out, but then we decided that we had to go because the stream wasn't fucking working. And they said, okay, let's go to the mall. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like 7 p.m. The mall is closed. Apparently in America, consumerist hell, apparently they just never close anything ever. So we go to the Grove in LA, which is apparently one of those, you know, posh little malls. It's a posh mall. Posh place. We get there. First person I encounter is NMP LOL, who's a big streamer in America. And I'm like, I think that was him, but I don't want to film him. And I saw him, to skip a few, I saw him at the Streamer Awards and I asked him if it was him. And he said, yeah, it was me. And I was like, I fucking knew it. And it was one of those Rotashore Sidemen things that happened with Harry and Johnny, where Tubbo didn't believe that I saw him until NMP confirmed it. Fucking bastards. No one ever believed me, okay? Even though I'm always telling the truth. Anyways, come to find out, Tubbo is obsessed with this restaurant called Cheesecake Factory. I've heard about it a few times, but honestly I thought it was like a dessert place. But Toby was like, we have to go to Cheesecake Factory. I was like, okay. So we go there and they tell us it's going to be a 1.5 hour wait. And we were like, oh. And guys, we decided to take it and wait 1.5 hours. And the first thing that happens is that we go into a candy store. I am not joking. I have IRL streamed with Tubbo. Why? Because it was Tubbo paying and he was insistent. Tubbo was like, okay, let's go to this candy store. I've streamed with him IRL probably 100 times. The most he's been recognized in one go is 5 people. 5, not 4. I swear to God, I watched Tubbo, I Show Speed-esque, get mobbed by 50 people. It was the most unbelievable thing I have ever seen in my entire life. The guy at the candy store added Toby into the Hall of Fame next to David Beckham. Oh, what the fuck? Anyways, we then go to a bar. Guys, I may have accidentally broken the law. I didn't really realize that like I wasn't even allowed in the bar if I wasn't 21. So I just sat down and I ordered water. Apparently that's illegal. Some bullshit like that. I don't even know. Anyways, We get done at the bar, and we go to Cheesecake Factory, because yay, it's been an hour and a half. We get there, and I'm not joking, the reservation that we put in 1.5 hours ago, it doesn't exist! It doesn't exist! The reservation doesn't exist. Oh my god. LOL. And so we're like, at this point, chat, it's 9 PM, which means I have been traveling I have been awake for 23 hours, and all I fucking want is some food. They kept putting the camera on me and going, MaxGGs, what do you have to say? Bro, I can't watch the footage back. I genuinely look like a dead person. I just go, I don't know, I'm tired, I'm sorry. It was so bad. It was so bad. And then they said, don't worry, Curryway. We will get you a seat in the next 10 minutes. We were like, cool. 40 minutes go by, and then we're not still sat. Okay, we're not fucking sat down. Curryway finally comes out and goes, guys, they're giving us a table. We go upstairs, and I realise the shtick of Cheesecake Factory. Apparently, they have 300 items on their menu. I don't know if you know this, but if a restaurant serves a load of things, it means that they're not good at making anything. They're not good at making anything. It's just a bunch of meh, right? Just a bunch of bullshit. I ordered some food. Tubbo very graciously paid for it. It was okay. I could tell, I'm not a food critic, but I could tell that the rice had been just reheated from the freezer. Or some bullshit. So I was like, okay, whatever. We have a slice of this cheesecake. It was... Tubbo said it was the best cake he's had in his whole life. It was... It was fine. It was fine. Toby's eaten maybe 5 things. Well, this is the thing, right, Johnny? I thought it must be good because he made us wait 90 minutes for it and an additional 1 hour that he didn't realise. It was good. It was good, but, like, it was nothing to call home about. And I swear to God, if you go, like, Waitrose, like one of these upscale supermarkets, you can buy the whole cake for, like, half the price. I'm sorry. Streets are saying you never tipped anyone, broke boy. No, I'll get into tipping later. Anyways, I didn't tip anyone on the first fucking day. Don't care. Everything got paid for. And I was beginning to realise, hopefully, this was a little bit of a prophecy for my trip. Maybe, when you hang out with 2 people that are doing a subathon, things don't have to be paid for. Right? We finish at Cheesecake Factory. We get in an Uber. I didn't pay for it. And we go back to the hotel. Which I didn't pay for. By the way. I was meant to be sleeping on the floor. But in the end, Tubbo felt bad enough for me that he decided to give up half of his bed to me to let me sleep, you know, on a bed. I did, Telepathics, thank you. I hope you're well. And guys, one of the worst clips that has ever come out of my entire streaming career happens in this night. I'm sure you saw it. You've been keeping up on Twitter. But let me find it. In the middle of the night. This is me. This is Tubbo.
Okay, sorry.
Which album is that from?
Breach.
It's from their new album from
It is
Breach.
from Breach? Okay.
Because guess what, Toffee? Mine was
I wake up, and seemingly so does Tubbo.
From the same album.
Taste.
I like.
And
just
then
started
look,
listening
I'm
to
actually
it a
not
couple weeks
awake.
ago
Look at this.
Because, I started getting.
Me and Tubbo, in our sleep, wave at each other. I don't even know what the fuck just happened. I don't even know what just happened. Scary as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. Do you fully not remember it? This is not me doing a bit. This is not me doing the MaxGGs character. I don't remember that at all. I was not sleeping in jorts! Oh my god, all of these stupid people on Twitter that were telling me that I was sleeping in jorts. Let me show you. I was wearing these! They were just they were like pajama bottoms, and they are long, they are not jorts. These are soft. I was not sleeping in jorts. They looked a little bit like jorts. I think it was just because they were pulled up my leg. Anyways, I wake up, see this clip, I'm completely freaked the fuck out because I realized that I can do things in my sleep, not remember them, but then hundreds of thousands of people on Twitter can see them. Guys. And then I decided, let's go for fucking breakfast. Let's go for breakfast. I brought Tubbo to 7-Eleven, and guys, I paid for everything. I did. $12.75. I paid for everything. Yep. He made me buy a Gatorade, which I drank about 1/4 of, and that was it. And then I bought a banana and 3 cookies. And then I realized my next course of action in America. American food is that kind of shit that when you go and eat it, it makes you feel so ill that, you know, when you go home, you have a stomachache for 3 weeks. I decided I don't want to eat American bullshit on my trip to America. So, I tried my best to not eat anything weird. And this day that we woke up is the day of the Streamer Awards, which is also the day that I went live on my Twitch channel. I'm sure you saw it if you were paying attention. Me and Toby went in a Waymo. If you don't know what a Waymo is, it is a driverless cab. It was the scariest thing I have ever done in my entire life. I genuinely almost had a panic attack on Curryway and Tubbo's stream. I'm sure you saw it. I felt really bad for Curryway, but the car tried to do a turn on a 3-way intersection, and I genuinely was on the brink of a panic attack. I went, oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! What is the car doing? Oh my fucking god! And then it did a U-turn. U-turns are illegal in the UK. I thought it was breaking the law. Scared me so fucking bad. It did a U-turn on a 3 fucking lane. Oh my god, it was so scary. Anyways, we get out this Waymo. It was interesting. Very, very scary. I went to... U-turn is illegal. U-turns aren't illegal. Yeah, but in the... Okay. In the situation that we were in, you could not do a U-turn in the UK there. Absolutely not. Okay? It was definitely 100% illegal. This is an illegal thing in the UK, what we did. Okay? Anyways, chat told us we should go to Trader Joe's. I went there, and it was lovely. Continuing my, they're illegal at a lot of junctions. Yeah, it was a junction, I'm pretty sure. So it was horrible, bro. It was horrible. But yeah, we went to Trader Joe's. It was lovely. I continued my my experience of not eating anything disgusting. I had a turkey and apple sandwich, which sounds weird, but it was actually quite fun. I had some water and some watermelon. It was lovely. It was exactly the kind of thing that I would eat whilst I was at home. And then me and Toby took another Waymo back to the hotel because it was time to get ready for the Streamer Awards. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I never made a point about it, but I kind of had that shit on, okay? I'm not gonna lie, we get back to the hotel, and let's see if I can find it, maybe. I got ready with Curryway and Toby. Okay, I can't really find a picture of my suit. Okay, I'm gonna show you a picture. If you know what the picture is, just ignore that, okay? I'm just gonna... I'll show the whole picture later. Anyways, this is what my suit looks like. It's a brown pinstripe suit. It's a brown pinstripe suit. And, it was very, very nice. And I knew it was nice. Because when I walked on camera, Toby's chat has probably not been nice to me in 4 years. And I'm not joking. For 10 minutes, they did not shut up about my suit. Like, I was like, okay, guys, okay. Like, it's okay. Anyways, I put my suit on. I text my parents. And then it was time to take an Uber. You might be thinking, Max, why are you taking an Uber if your hotel is a 4-minute walk from the venue? Well, I didn't realize, but it was for security purposes. We had to drive into a security checkpoint and then through into a car park because I didn't think this would be a problem. There were people camping outside of the car park. We get into this taxi. We go to the car park, and then there is a guy outside asking for our streamer awards verification. Camping for what? To harass the streamers. And Toby, Curryway has his. He shows his immediately. Toby does not have a way to show the fact that he's in the streamer awards. And he goes, can I show you the announcement tweet? And the guy goes, no. It has to be a confirmation. And we were like, fuck. We were there for like 4 minutes. There was a guy honking his horn behind us. We were like, oh my god. And then I swear, like the Mercy gif, the security guy looks into the car and he is one of the people that worked on Tubbo's boxing match. And he goes, never mind, you can go in. It's Tubbo, right? I was like, what the fuck? We get through into the security checkpoint area before the red carpet. And you have to understand, there is a weird complication with me being at the Streamer Awards. I am a Twitch streamer. I'm not an employee of Tubbo, but I happened to offer Toby, I'll hold the camera if he really wants to IRL stream through the red carpet. So I was holding his IRL backpack. Security looked at me and they said, hey, I'm sorry, but you can't be here. If you're a cameraman, you shouldn't be in this section. I was like, So, I'm actually a streamer, by the way. I'm actually a streamer. I just happen to be holding the camera for Tubbo because he doesn't want to hold it and he's doing a subathon. And he goes, okay. So I was like, if I can just film him on the red carpet, then I won't be holding it anymore. I'll give it to him. And he says, you're not allowed to do that. But I think I can give the camera to Tubbo and then it's okay. And we were like, okay. That sounds good. And so they let me through the security section. And right before the red carpet, a guy comes up to me, Curryway, and Tubbo and says, MaxGGs, Curryway, and Tubbo? And we're like, yeah. And he goes, come with me. And I'm like, what? He starts bringing us through the back rooms of the Streamer Awards. Don't pretend like they knew your name. You fucking piece of shit, okay? They did know my name. They fucking called me because I had a pass. I had a pass, so they fucking did know me. Alright? Piece of shit. Anyways, we get through the back rooms, and we realize that we have skipped rare MaxGGs motion moment. You're not even ready. The streamer awards gets good for the MaxGGs motion. I promise you. Anyways, we get through and realize that we have been fast-tracked to the mainstream red carpet. There is a first red carpet, and then the really important one that has KTB and Sketch on it, and they have fast-tracked us there. And then they're like, do you want to sit in the green room? And we sit in the green room. It's me, Curryway, Tubbo, Feinberg's girlfriend. First guy walks in. Immediately, I recognize him. There is only one man with that stature and that expensive of a IRL streaming backpack. In walks everyone's favorite Rakai. And before I explain anything, no. Before I tell you, I just have to let you know that Rakai had a very intimidating cameraman. I don't know how, in the UK, we don't really have, like, crazy streaming setups. His cameraman had, like, a 10,000 pound camera with, like, this huge ring light. And, like, he was filming Rakai, blah, 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 started filming us. And I was like, oh, I'm not really comfortable. Like, I'm just trying to chill right now. I don't really want to be on Rakai's stream. So I moved a little bit away from him. Now, nothing ever disappears on the internet. And thankfully, this fucking picture exists now. Yes, I know. Yes. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. Awkward duo. Shut the fuck up. So yeah, me and Rakai were sat there next to each other. Then he asked Harry what was wrong with his voice. And Harry said, I have a lisp. And then he goes, no, not that. And then Rakai gets pulled for an interview. And we never discover what's wrong with Harry's voice. We never discover that. And then after a little bit, in walks somebody who I quite like. Hello, welcome to the green room, Ludwig. He sits down next to us. And I'm not joking. We spend 15 minutes making fun of the fact that he is Cole 1 on MCSR ranked. And then he basically goes, well, guys, it's been fun. I'm going to go. And I didn't really speak to Ludwig. And to be honest, I kind of got the impression that there was a chance that he knew who I was. I genuinely think he had no fucking idea who I was. And every time that I interjected into the conversation, it was like, who the fuck is this guy? But that's fine, you know, it's fine, that happens, you know, you can't win them all. Then I finally see... Oh, no, this happened a little bit before, but I finally see Jack, Harry, and Zoil. My 3 little friends. Wait, oh my god. Wait. To paint you a picture of how they're dressed, I'm going to show you a TikTok. Hold on. Where is it? Here it is. Actually the best TikTok of all time. It's so cringe. It's so cringe how they react. It's such a good clip though. Anyways, they were dressed like that. They were dressed like that, and they all walk in. I give Harry a big hug. I tell him it's his big day, blah, 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 blah. And then we kind of hung out. And then, guys, after we skipped the red carpet at the start to get put in the important red carpet, none of us get interviewed. And then they just tell us to go upstairs. And we were like, what? I mean, I didn't expect to be interviewed. But what about Tubbo and Curryway? What about Tubbo and Curryway, you know? And Harry. Jack got interviewed, but Harry didn't. What the fuck? Anyways, we go upstairs to the main floor of the Streamer Awards. Which, by the way, wait, what was the venue called? The Wilton Theatre. By the way, this venue is absolutely beautiful. Like, it is crazy. Look at this place! Oh my god! Harry, Zoyle, and Jack were all interviewed? Yeah, but not by KTB and Sketch, right? That was by Ron and stuff. Yeah. KB and Sketch was the main interviewer. The other one was the other one. But yeah, why didn't John A go? Don't even piss me off. Don't even, because John A still poor baits in 2025, bro. That's why. That's actually why. And oh my god! Sorry, not to lose track of the chronologicality, but he didn't even stream it! Oh, way to throw yourself out of a 1,000 average viewer stream. Like, what the fuck? If I was home, you know I would have booted that bitch up immediately. John A doesn't even stream anymore. But yeah, we get ushered into upstairs, and we get there, and I'm not gonna lie, at this point, I don't want to hold Tubbo's camera anymore. I kind of want it to be a little bit of a free bird, and go around and meet some of these streamers that I've never met before. So I gave Tubbo his camera back, and as I'm giving Tubbo his camera, there is only one man that I see. I've known him for many years, and he loves to say the F slur. Right in front of me is my friend David Prezzo. Oh my god, finally! I go up to him, I give him a huge hug. I'm like, Prezzo, it's so nice to see you. And then he's there with JHB. I'm like, JHB, it's so great to see you. And then finally, I'm kind of in my element. It's me, Harry, JHB, Prezzo. I start talking to Prezzo, and I realize he is just like what you would imagine. Prezzo is Prezzo in real life. Like, I don't know how to explain it any other way. When he's on stream, that is just him. Which was awesome. And I'm like, Prezzo, how much have you had to drink? Are you not the same IRL? No, I am, but he is, like, really Prezzo. I don't know how to explain it. Like, he's really, like, just silly like he is on stream. And I'm like, Prezzo, how much have you had to drink? Bear in mind, the Streamer Awards, the ceremony hasn't even started. He goes, I'm not gonna lie, Max, I've had 7 beers. And at that point, I'm like, this is gonna be a good night. This is gonna be a good-ass night. There's a video on Prezzo's phone. We realized something very strange. When we were in the venue, if you looked up, there was an upstairs to the venue that we couldn't go to, but all of the fans were there, and they actually, like, looked at us like we were in their little aquarium. They looked down on us whilst we were at the bar, and Prezzo goes, cheer if you like Prezzo! And he films for, like, 2 minutes and no one cheers. And then the second Rakai walked in, everyone screamed. I was like, okay, I know that. I guess it's not the Prezzo Awards anymore, is it? Anyways, we me and Harry decide to go and find where we're sitting here at these lovely streamer awards. And after a lot of searching, we finally found our seat. We were sat just behind Sinner and Zoil's table, and just to the right of Curryway, Point Crow, Feinberg's table. Right, so we were sat really in a really nice place right in the middle of the venue. It was actually really nice. Originally, we were meant to sit with Zoil and Dan Clancy and Nut. Zoil has been moved, Nut has been moved, and Dan Clancy has been placed on the Twitch employee table. He came up to me and he said, I thought I was meant to sit on your table. Instead, they've put me with the Twitch staff. I went, boring. And he goes, hey, you're not allowed to say that, Tubbo's streaming. And I was like, okay, Dan Clancy. I was like, okay. And, yeah, I found our table, and we kind of just hung out. I waited for some more friends to make it to the Streamer Awards. But really, I don't think at the start of the awards, I really bumped into anyone. Like, I didn't really meet anyone, like, you know, anyone that I've known for a while or any popular streamers. I think I was just hanging out with my friends, kind of trying to stay relaxed. Anyways, they finally call. They're over the intercom. They say in 15 minutes the Streamer Awards will start. And I was like, oh, let's fucking go. Oh my god, let's go. Finally, Martha, thank you for the 7 months, by the way. And Halit, thank you for the 10 months. And Banana Trop, thank you for the 5 months. Thank you so much. Anyways, they call the Streamer Awards to start, and we all sit down. Tubbo ends his stream, or at least puts it on his Streamer Awards ingest. Evie, thank you for the 3 months. Thank you so much. Bro, it was delayed by like an hour. No, it was on time. Well, on time-ish. But we sit down at our little table, and we're all there. And finally, it's all becoming real. I'm there. We're all hanging out. We got our free food. There was a whole entree of food, which was delicious. And then Cutie Cinderella comes over the speakers, or maybe her commentator, and says, Arky, please end your stream now. We are meant to be starting the awards. And then Arky goes, oh shit, and he turns off his camera. And then, I'm going to be completely straight up with you. I really don't like this guy. DDG walks in with his cameraman and decides to do laps of the floor, trying to farm aura or some bullshit. Anyways, the stream doesn't fucking start because DDG's still live, and you're not allowed to be live whilst you're in the venue. He's doing laps and all that shit, and we're like, okay, bro, finally, sit the fuck down. Anyways, Streamer Awards start. Cute Cinderella comes out. She does a starting monologue like you do at every award show. Not all of the jokes were hits, you know, but I must admit to you, the one that was like, it was a play on words on Sea-Dog VA's name, and she goes, Hassan, you know, you see the dog and you zap it. I'm not gonna lie, me, Jack, and Harry, we were crying laughing. It was one of the greatest jokes I've ever seen live. It was unbelievable. It was really, really good. And, yeah, so the awards start, and I'm not gonna lie with you guys, I don't not care about the awards, but the first award that I really care about is Minecraft Streamer of the Year, which comes halfway through the show. So, you know, in between these awards, sometimes I'm going up to the toilet. If there's a little break, I'll find myself in the toilet. First person that I really encounter that I think is awesome, I was walking back from the toilets and I bumped into Pokimane. which was awesome. I said, Pokey, you did so great on stage. She was like, thank you so much. Then I thought that she had a tech issue on stage, but it was actually KTB that had a tech issue. And I was like, never mind, it was KTB. Either way, you did so good. She was like, thank you so much. I was like, your dress is stunning. She was like, you look so good, blah, blah, blah. And then I walked back. I crossed paths with somebody that I didn't know. A streamer that I've never seen before. And she whilst I passed her, she went, oh my god. Your hair and your suit, they look so good. I was like, okay. A little bit of motion going on this streamer awards. Like, okay. So I'm in light. And I made it back to my table. I was there just kind of hanging out. Also, I forgot to mention, the other people on my table were Pangy, Prince Zam, Sinner, and FG Moo. That was the people on my table. Moo will come in important in a little bit. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was just bricking it. All the way until Toby's award, I was just nervous and eating my food, but really, I just wanted to, like, see what happens. I wanted to see if he won. And, you know, to be completely fair, part of the reason that I paid for this trip to LA is because I wanted to see my friends win. So I was really like, you know, let's fucking win this award already. Anyways, wait, let me see if I can find the clip. Let me see. Wait, I can't find the clip. Hold on. Maybe, oh, I saw it on Shumbagala. Give me a sec. Is there not like just a clip of the show? Alright, we'll just watch Lexi's reaction. Wait, no, does anyone have a clip of Toby being announced? That's what I want. Okay, here we go. Guys, Toby won Minecraft Streamer of the Year. Finally, after all of these years, I have to admit to you, well, I thought I'd open you into a little bit of insight about my personal life. There was a long time ago where me and Tubbo had a very important talk about his career. He was telling me all about his aims. You know, I sympathize with him because it must be difficult to reach such a crazy peak when you're younger. How can you shift the goalposts and aim for something maybe relatively lower to what you once achieved, but if the landscape has changed, you know, you still want to try and, you know, get something. You want to win something. And he told me that before he retires, all he wants, like one of the things he really wants, is to win a streamer award. And he told me, very earnestly, he says, I don't think it will ever happen. I don't think I'll ever win a streamer award. And I was like, Toby, I believe in you. I think you can win. There is no reason for you to think that. Genuinely. And I was just, you know, trying to hype him up and be like, dude, you will win. Anyways, I was sat right next to Toby. And here is this.
And these...
hold on. I'm not going to lie with you guys. I'm going to preface this clip. I know that I shouted. I didn't realize that I shouted so loud you could hear me from the stage mic.
Streamer award for best Minecraft streamer goes to...
Hold on. You'll know which one I'm talking about. You'll know which one. Okay, that's my reaction with Tubbo. I'm shaking him. Okay, Okay, that was the stage mic. Okay, that was the stage mic.
This is Tubbo's 4th nomination and first win.
Okay, so here he is winning a streamer award. Wait, oh no, I saw him. There's Black Boy Max forming a little bit of aura behind him. And yeah, so you know, he does his speech. Hold on.
Oh my god. This is definitely the coolest thing I've ever been able to receive. I don't even know what to say. Minecraft has 100% changed my life for the better, and it will forever be my favorite video game of all time. This means so much, but I wouldn't be able to do half the cool stuff I do in Minecraft if it wasn't for my dad and Danny and Aaron and the people that help me make the things I'm so proud of. And this means so much. Thank you, everyone.
And then this was a sweet moment. Before the Streamer Awards, I told Toby what people do when they win an award is you go like this. Like, you go like, thank you, and you display your award. And he told me, he said, as I was finishing my speech, I just thought of you, and I did this.
Thank you.
And I was like, yeah, that was sweet, that was sweet. By the way, in the middle of Toby's award speech, there was a waiter stood in front of me. And I was going like this, trying to see Toby's speech. But that was, you know, it was fine. I saw it all, basically, apart from, like, 2 seconds. And, yeah. When Toby won, I'm not gonna lie with you, I remembered that time when we spoke, who's Toby? Tubbo. I remember that time that we spoke whilst we were having that walk and stuff. And, bro, I just, like, I was so close to crying. Like, I was so close. And just like I was just like so proud, and like finally, you know, like this was really the year that he should have won. And FG Moo, she spoke to me from across the table. She said, "Oh my god, Max, I wish I took a picture of the way you were looking at the stage when Tubbo won. It was so sweet." And I was like, oh, I wish that picture existed. But yeah, Toby came back, and he like showed me his award, and he sat down, and I'm not gonna lie with you guys, I probably experienced one of the, you know, I experienced something similar to it later in the night, but one of the closest moments I've ever had with a friend. We like gave each other a hug, and he like cried into my shoulder, and like I grabbed a tuft of his hair, and I was like, "You fucking did it, bro, like finally." And we just like kind of sat there and hugged each other, and then he went and called his parents and stuff. It was a very nice little moment. And then we you know, we calmed down. Toby won his streamer award. Let's fucking go. We took this cute picture before it, by the way. Here it is. Me and the gang. Okay. And, yeah, so we finished up with that. I went outside. I bumped into one of the members of Good Kid. He asked me if... He told me, congrats on your Minecraft Streamer Award. I said, that was Tubbo. I'm Max. And he was like, oh, and then we realized that we'd actually met each other, and then that was, I was like, oh, but then I was like, don't worry, because a lot of people say that, and you know, what a great night to be confused for Tubbo, all that kind of shit. But yeah, that was really sweet. And then, me and Prince Zam, oh, I made a fatal mistake. Me and Prince Zam bumped into Squeaks, okay? And I told you before I went to the Streamer Awards, all I wanted to do was meet Squeaks. Like, I thought he was one of those streamers that I'd like to meet. Me, Squeaks, and Prince Zam were blocking a doorway by accident. And before I got to say anything to Squeaks, we got ushered out of the doorway, and we kind of like lost that moment, and I didn't see Squeaks for the rest of the night. I didn't see him for the rest of the night. I was like this close to say hello, and then it was all gone, just like that, which was a shame. Anyways, I went to the toilet. I bumped into Michael Reeves, which was cool. I've been watching Michael Reeves since I was like 10. And I was like, Michael, it's so great to meet you. He was like, I shook his hand. I was like, dude, like, your videos are incredible. Of course, everyone probably says that to him. And I was like, me and my roommate loved watching Tip to Tip, the Ludwig and Michael Reeves thing. And he was like, thank you, dude, thank you. Oh my god, that's so sweet. By the way, what's your name? I was like, oh, my name's Max, and we spoke for a little bit. And he was like, Max, you have a great night. And I was like, you too, man. So then I left. Michael Reeves was really nice. You must have hit the toilet up 50 times. I think I went like, bro, to be fair, I think I went like 4 times. I was so nervous. Yeah, I had the nervous piss. And, yeah, so I left Michael. I went back upstairs. I sat down with my mates. I realized that Zoil was becoming... How do I explain this? I looked at Zoil's table, and he had a stack of cocktail glasses that was like 10 glasses tall. And I was like... And then Zoil turned around to me and he went... And I was like, okay, Zoil, okay. And, he went up, he presented an award for best stream organization that FaZe won. And, then he came back and we asked him if he was nervous and stuff, and he was low-key too drunk. And then... I'm just trying to remember in what order it went. I'm gonna say it was Harry's award before Sinners. Harry's award happened, and I had another really sweet moment with Harry. Right before the award before him, I was like, okay, who gives, like, to me, not to be rude, but like, who gives a fuck about this award? I'm trying to focus on Harry. And I was like, Harry, come here. And I whispered in his ear, and I basically was just like, you know, we're really here right now. Like, you know, like, remember this moment, like, all that stuff. Like, I'm so proud of you. And, wow, I could tear up just talking about it. And he began to cry. And I was like, oh my god, I'm actually the awards terrorist. I've made him cry before his award. And he had to put on his sunglasses before he got nominated, before he got, like, the award got announced. Because he was crying. And, yeah, in the end, Harry didn't win, unfortunately. But, you know, Marlon won, and he gave an interesting, he gave a great speech. It was probably one of the best speeches of the night, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it was a shame that Harry didn't win, but I was just glad to be there. And after it, I realized that the point of coming to the award show wasn't to see people win. It was to experience it all with my friends. And after it, I was like, Harry, I would have done this all if Cutie Cinderella had personally messaged me and said, Harry will lose his award, by the way, at the Streamer Awards, I would have still gone. I would have absolutely still gone. Knowing what I know now, I would have definitely done it again. Major back shots, thank you for the 2 months. And yeah, at that point, we were like, you know, it's okay. Harry was really happy still. Like, I don't want you guys to think that he was sad. He was still really, really happy. And we were like, okay, let's just, like, kind of chill out now. All of the nervousness has ended, or whatever. FaZe Adapts Award gets announced. He wins Breakout Streamer of the Year. He was my choice. I think he was the guy that deserved it the most. And then, whilst Harry is in the toilet, I never really thought that I would ever... I made a lot of jokes about this leading up to the Streamer Awards. I never thought this shit would happen. This lady came on stage and, like, Kanye West, Taylor Swift the award and was like, Rakai should have won the award. Bro, it was the only night that we were like, boo. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, it was the only part of the night. I'm honestly, I wasn't there for when Fan made that joke about Kai that apparently, you know, didn't land in the room and stuff. I wasn't there for that one, but I was there for this one, and holy fuck, it was it was one of the worst things I have ever seen with my own eyes. Like, if I'm being completely honest, it was crazy to see in person. It was crazy. Lindsay, thank you for the 9 months! So yeah, it was like... It was definitely a moment. And then the next person that came up was Valkyrie, and Valkyrie announced Sinner for the Sapphire Award, which, oh my god, I was sat behind Sinner and her dad, and I don't know, I was just feeling really emotional, and I almost cried just watching Sinner's dad, like, zoom in and film Sinner whilst she was on stage. I was like, oh my god, stop. Literally everyone in existence, first time chat by the way, we are all killing John A with guns and knives. Kid named John A. Yeah, it was so sweet at the Streamer Awards. Speed was there, he won, blah 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 blah. And yeah, the awards show kind of wrapped up. And I'm not gonna lie with you guys, I know you expect me to say some, like, I know I'm very opinionated, but like, you remove the awkward jokes and like the weird Kanye West moment. I'm not gonna lie, like, I know it's a hard thing to remove, but like, I wasn't really paying attention to that stuff. I was so focused on my friends. I had an incredible night. I'm not gonna lie with you. I know it's a different opinion to a lot of the other people, but like, I found it to be so good, and like, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And the vibes were better in the room than they were on the stream, for sure. Like, some of the jokes definitely did land, and it wasn't like that. It came across a lot worse on the stream. But yeah, I don't know. I know there's a lot of stuff going around for the Streamer Awards and a lot of critiques, and it's not to say that all of them are baseless. I do think some of them definitely are valid, but it was really fun. I had a really good time, and I'm really grateful that I got to go, and I'm glad that, you know, Cute Cinderella gave people +1, so I had the chance to go. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. It was really fun. And it was definitely, like, there's really levels to this shit. Like, it was the most unbelievable live event I've ever been to. Like, the organization of it all. I know the production fucked up, but that wasn't her fault. But yeah. So much shit happened, though. No, I know. But also, I think I have rose-tinted glasses, and I kind of just, like, enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah. And, like, one of the things that was really bad, which, by the way, we can be honest, the joke that Cutie made about Rakai, it comes across really badly when you don't know that Rakai got banned for stealing flowers from Walmart. It comes across really badly. But, like, it doesn't, everyone in the room knew that he got banned. So, like, on street, like, in the room, like, it wasn't that awkward when that happened. But yeah, I think, you know, I think I would tidy up some of the interactions with some of the audience. But also, can I just say, like, you guys are entertainers. Some of the streamers had to give a little bit more to these jokes. Like, Hassan, when he said that he was going to put the collar on Fan, what a great, like, you know, back and forth with the person that was making fun of you. Like, that's kind of the nature of an award show. Like, some people were really giving it nothing, like, making it more awkward than it was supposed to be. Like, genuinely. Like, like, some of the jokes came out worse because there was just nothing given to it. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the jokes are way too much. Yeah, I agree. But, yeah, I don't know. The best bit of the night, by the way, when Fan set up that bit where FaZe Adapt couldn't put the shapes inside of the holes. Bro, that was unbelievable. Like, you gotta give it to, like, that was so good. Yeah, I've known Fan for a long time. I actually met her, like, 5 years ago. Like, we played Among Us together. And I saw her in the hallway after, like, the first section, and I was like, I thought it was going pretty well. I thought it did get more rough, and, you know, the sections that I didn't see, or, you know, the sections after. So, yeah, it was a shame that it didn't go well. It was a shame. That was a shame. I'm not gonna lie. But, yeah, I think it's all live, and, yeah, you know, that's kind of how it goes. But me personally, guys, if you want the MaxGGs experience, I had the best fucking time ever. Are you kidding me? It was so good. It was so good. And I met Arky, by the way. I met Arky. I told him that he was my vote for the streamer, the duo of the year. We spoke for a little bit. And then Silky, who's one of the FaZe guys, his cameraman came up to me. And he was like, hey, man. And immediately I recognized him. Bro, this guy has been watching me for like 5 years. Silky's cameraman. And he came up to me and he was like, I was like, dude, congrats with FaZe. Like, FaZe is doing so incredible. He was like, thank you, man. I was like, you know, he was like, he was telling me, like, you're a part of a generation of, a new generation of streamers. Like, you and your friends and FaZe, they're all paving a way for a new kind of streaming. And I was like, dude, for real? And I was like, it's so great to finally meet you, all that stuff. It was crazy because he literally watched me when I had like 20 viewers. Like, who would have thought that one of my bum-ass 20 viewers would have met me at the Streamer Awards doing such a cool, like, cool job. Yeah, that was really sweet. And then it was time for the after party. But just before the after party, me and Harry went around and decided to farm a little bit of aura. First person we went up to, KTB. You guys were asking, did I meet KTB? I did, in fact, meet her. I was actually the one that took that picture. I'm sure you saw it. This one, I took this picture. Actually, hold on. I took this picture, and this picture, and this picture. So, actually, what am I, his little cameraman? Yeah, no, it was basically, I was there, but I actually didn't say anything. I don't think I said, like, more than 3 sentences to her, because Harry and her were just speaking about the award, and then they took a little picture, and then she was like, oh, I'm gonna go. But, then, first person, I'm not gonna lie with you guys, when I went to the Streamer Awards, I didn't really expect a lot of streamers to recognize me. I know that sounds kind of strange, but, like, I know a lot of streamers, but I, like, not well. Like, I know them very loosely. Like, Fan recognized me, and I was like, that's crazy. Somebody runs up to me and, like, grabs me by the shoulders, and he's like, hey, man! I turn around. Bro? It's Connor Eats Pants! I was like, Connor, what the fuck? Hey! It's good to meet you, man! What the hell? So me and Connor were shooting the shit a little bit. I was like, hi. Connor, is a shame that he didn't win Fortnite Friday for best stream series. So yeah, we spoke for a little bit, and then Harry and I saw Blackboy Max, and I'm gonna be for real with you guys. The FaZe guys, well, Blackboy Max isn't FaZe anymore. But like, they're not always the most agreeable with some of the things that they do, but you got to give it to them. They are incredible streamers. And Blackboy Max did a stream this year with like, what the with like loads of the rappers from the underground UK scene, and it was like one of my favorite streamers of the year. And me and Harry went up to Plagueboy Max, and we were like talking to him about it, right? Dude, Plagueboy Max is like a celebrity, and he has a very like big aura. Like he's trying to like act. He was cool. Like, he wasn't trying to act cool. He seemed cool. The second we went up to him and we mentioned this stream that he did, bro, it was like so sweet. He like, he's nominated for a Grammy. He like opened up. He was like, wait, you guys watched that? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh my god, that's crazy. Like, when I come to the UK next, like, who should I have on the show? And we were giving him suggestions. And then we took a little picture. He was actually really, really kind. Like, you know what? He wasn't... Sometimes he does some shit that I don't agree with. But, like, he was really, really kind to me. And we took this picture. Yep, we are the 2 most famous Maxes on Twitch. That's not actually true, but yeah. Shout out to Plagueboy Max. And then, your combined follow account is insane. No, originally the tweet was like, it was like, just 2 Maxes with 4 combined streamer awards. But I didn't want people to think that I'd won one, so I decided to change the caption. And then, I saw FaZe Adapt with Harry, and I'm not gonna lie with you guys, FaZe Adapt is like one of my favorite streamers. Like, that guy is the GOAT. I've been watching him since I was like 9. I watched him when he used to be famous, and then he stopped being popular, and then he broke out into streaming again, and we took this fire ass picture, me and FaZe Adapt. Alright, and dude, he was so kind to me and Harry. We were just like, dude, you know, like, he's been on like a serious run to like recover his career. He's gotten really, really funny. Like, he's one of my favorites. And he was just like, dude, thank you guys so much, man. Like, that really means something to me. Like, you guys are so sweet. And we spoke for a little bit, and then yeah, he kind of disappeared into the crowd as well. But they were like, all the streamers that I'd met so far, they were all so sweet, which is no anticipation to it not being sweet for the next people. Just like, he was so sweet. He was so sweet. And then me and Harry, let's go to the after party, okay? Let's fucking go. Your combo with Rakai, yeah, but it wasn't like, he was like on stream and bullshit. This was like off stream stuff. Hello, Lukey! Anyways, chat, we go to the after party. I show them my wristband. They accidentally let me in. I didn't realize that they accidentally let me in. I think the guy thought I had the 21 plus wristband, even though I just had the general admission one. I get into the bar. I go to the bar. I order a vodka Coke. Single vodka Coke. Guys, I'm not joking. They poured me 4 shots of vodka and like 3 drops of Coke. The drinks were so strong. So we breaking the law? Bro, I'm not there anymore. It's fine. And, yeah, so I drink this quadruple vodka Coke. I get on the floor. I meet Redify from OSCS. He was super kind. And then I meet Simply, the Mario 64 speedrunner. I don't know if any of you know him, but I'm a little bit of a Mario 64 fan. Me and him were hanging out. Simply was crazy on the dance floor. So funny. So yeah, we were all hanging out. Then, bro, who else did I meet? I saw, obviously, like, it was me, Kariway, Toby, Harry, all dancing. Then Quackity showed up. I met Quackity. We shot the shit a little bit. He was super nice. And him and his sister were there. And I'm not gonna lie with you guys. Bro. His sister is, like, the world's best person at getting everyone to get really drunk. She kept coming up to me and going, oh my god, what happened to your drink? And then she'd go to the bar and get me another one. At this point, I'm so drunk, I'm like, okay. Bro, me and her got so fucking drunk. She was so fun. She was so fun. And yeah, we hung out. I met Aiden from the yard and lemonade stand. If you guys know him, I whispered in his ear. Well, it was really loud, so we had to kind of like whisper. I went up to him and I was like, Aiden, it's nice to meet you. I was like, I really like you because you're the only woke one on lemonade stand. And bro, he loved that one. Okay, we were dropping bangers on the dance floor. And, yeah, he really liked that one. He asked me what my name was. I was like, Max. I was like, oh, by the way, I know Archie as well. We spoke a little bit about Archie. Then he remembered my name. He kept bumping into me and going, oh, excuse me, Max. And I was like, all right, just something light, you know, just something light. I met Nut finally. He was super, super sweet. He was really drunk, and he said... He kept coming up to me. It was kind of like the Salmon Boy thing where Salmon Boy was high on shrooms talking about Johnny's eyes. He kept coming up to me going, dude, you have a really nice shaped head. Like, have you ever thought about, like, wearing hats? I was like, what are you talking about, Nut? He was like, your head is a really good shape. And I was like, what? And, yeah, so he kept telling me about my hats. There is, like, a crazy video as well that I saw, which is... Wait, let me see who it is. I don't even... Hold on. I think I liked it. I think Sinner reposted it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's me, Zoil, Silky, Rage, Sinner, who else is here? Okay, wait, shut the fuck up as well. Oh, Pangy was there. Pangy, me, that's Prince Zam, Toby, Harry, and Jack. Yeah, I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. Just like that. That's a group. Max, you met who? Wait, who? Amzi, thank you for the prime. Aiden, yes, I did meet Aiden. I met Your Rage, the streamer as well. He was super, super sweet as well. I spoke to him basically about how much I love that gif of him and Arky and Yugi jerking him off. Chat, you know the clip for sure. Hold on. You know the one that started that bit that me and Harry kept doing? Dude, can I find it? Okay, I can't find the GIF, but you guys, if you know the GIF, you know that it looks like this. They're both wearing blue shirts, and they go up to him and they go, boom, 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 like that, and that's what started it all, the Caretakers one. Yeah, I spoke to him about Caretakers. I told him he was in a wheelchair chat, and he basically let other streamers take care of him, like, as a, kind of like a stream bit. And I was like, what a cool thing to do, like, what a fun way to make light of, like, a, you know, otherwise, like, kind of depressing situation. And he was like, that's what I was going to say if I won. And we spoke for a little bit. He was super sweet. I met Extra Emily. At that point, I was so drunk, I actually think I didn't even introduce myself. I went, oh my god, why do you guys make your drink so fucking strong? And she goes, I don't know. And then we kind of just like sat there, and then I was like, I'm so drunk. And then I got a Long Island, and then yeah, I hung out with Quackity's sister and Quackity a little bit more. They were super sweet. Who else did I meet in there? I met Sinner. Finally, I'd never actually met her. Another moment of MaxGG's aura. Here we go. I met her. Harry was like, I don't think you've met Max, by the way. And she goes, oh, hi, nice to meet you. She was like, what's your name? I was like, Max. She goes, no, no, no. What's your username? And I was like, oh, MaxGGs. She was like, oh! I was like, yeah! Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Just, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, it's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you. I told her how I almost cried when she got the award, blah, blah, blah. She said it was super sweet. Then we danced a little bit. And me and Prezzo hung out for like ages. I sent Molly a voice note, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what. Me and Prezzo sent Molly a voice note. Let me listen to it and then see if I can show it on stream. Hold on. I can't fucking find it. Do voice notes get deleted on WhatsApp? I was sending Molly WhatsApps because I couldn't use fucking thingy. Yes? Wait, really? Wait, no. The night is... Take a picture of Harry. Okay, I don't even know what this means. I text Molly. This guy who looks like Mexican Lacey keeps arguing with the Streamlabs employees. At the party, I don't know what the fuck is going on there. Oh my god, I found the voice note. Hold on.
It's a fucking voice note. So speak. I love you, Molly. Molly, you're one of the goatest people of all time. Yeah, fuck with you. Love you, Molly. Bye, Molly. Molly. Quackady's sister keeps getting me drunk. She made me go to Long Island, and now I'm even more drunk. Fuck.
That was that is the voice notes that I sent to Molly. I got that at 8 AM. Yeah. Yeah, me and Prezzo got really fucked and just like kind of hung out. Then I told him about Quabby and then he went, Quabby! And then I was at the bar. I bumped into Myth from Fortnite. Myth from Fortnite. Are you fucking kidding me? That was crazy. Oh, I bumped into Ted as well. Ted Niverson, we met earlier this year. I finally met Tina and Foolish properly. They were super sweet. We danced a little bit. And then we decided to arrange to go to dinner the next day, which you will find out about in a little bit. So yeah, I met them. And then we all kind of got told that we should leave. And I met Sea-Dog VA. He said... he was like, hi, I don't think we've met, but like, would you like to come to Denny's with us? Because he was trying to get a whole group of people to go to Denny's, which is like a breakfast place, but it was nighttime. I don't know. And we were like, sure, dude, let's go to Denny's. And then as we were leaving, if you guys know the streamer Doug, who helped me once with that stream where you could only type one message, he went up to Toby and said, he went up to Toby, then bumped into me, and went, oh my god, I was just about to ask Tubbo where you were. Bro, he was looking for me. I was like, Doug, nice to finally meet you. Yeah, something like, you know, yep, MaxGGs, he's here. Yep. And we went to Denny's. I didn't order anything. Me and Tubbo were too drunk. We sat with Tina and Foolish. And then this guy kept talking and being weird. And then Toby was like, let's leave. And then I was like, Tina and Foolish, are you guys actually chill with staying with this guy? And they were like, yeah. So me and Toby walked back to the hotel. And we just kind of hung out. And we were like, bro, like you really won, bro. This is crazy. Yeah, we walked back to the hotel. We went to sleep, and I woke up and I had to pack everything down because they were leaving the hotel room. And then I did what is apparently one of the most dangerous things I did on my entire trip. I decided to walk 40 minutes with my luggage from my hotel to Jack's Airbnb because I was going to be staying with Jack, Harry, and Zoil. I walked 40 minutes in LA. I thought it was fine. Apparently that's not fine. From like Koreatown to like, I don't know, south of Koreatown, like 40 minutes south. And yeah, I finally made it there. And then I went on Zoil's stream. I took over Zoil's stream. Then we went to CVS. Zoil and Harry were so hungover. Then we went to an arcade because Zoil and Harry wanted to win toys to give to children at Target as Santa and an elf. And Zoil had forgotten the costume, so we went to the arcade and didn't get anything. We won everything, but we didn't have the costumes. So then we had to Uber back an hour to get the costumes. And then, turns out, it was also a collab with Arky and Yugi, who are two goats. So, for what was maybe 20 minutes, me, Zoil, Harry, Arky, and Yugi streamed together. And I'm not gonna lie, what Harry says is true. Arky and Yugi are very sharp. They're very quick with their jokes. But I'm not gonna lie, I was holding my own. I was holding my own just fine. I was sad that I wasn't dressed as an elf, but we were all bantering together. They're very easy to talk to. And then when we got to Target, we gave out a few gifts, and then I realized, oh my god, I gotta go. I gotta go to dinner with Foolish and Tina and Pangy and Prince Zam. So I got a cut. It was really a shame because turns out that they went inside. They got like a dorm. It was a Target on a college campus called USC, and they went into one of the dorms and got like a dorm tour and shit. And I was like, dude, I wish I was there to do that. But I went to this dinner. I show up. I kind of get lost because I have no idea where I'm going. This is my first Uber that I've bought, by the way. So as you're realizing, I haven't really spent much money. I get in there. And guys, I didn't really realize where we were going was a Michelin star Korean restaurant. I'd never been to a Michelin star restaurant before. I was like, okay. We sat down, we had a lovely dinner, and I was like, you know what, for the food, chat, I was like not hungry, but you know when food is so good that you don't mind not being hungry to eat it? Like, it was so good. Like, they definitely deserved their Michelin star. It was unbelievable. And then at the end, we were like, alright, we're gonna split. Or, like, I thought we were gonna split. Bro. Second the wait against there, Foolish puts his credit card down. He's like, I'm paying for everything. I was like, what? Holy fuck. Alright, something like. Tina and Foolish paid for everything. They were so fucking sweet. Oh my god. Like, they really didn't have to. I had such an incredible dinner. They were so kind. And, like, properly getting to speak to them. They were just so sweet. Like, it's true that they're, like, two of the sweetest streamers in LA. And then they brought us out for soft serve, like honey soft serve. And I got the same thing as Tina. And Tina bought everything that time. And then we, like, walked around LA and, like, went to a park and ate soft serve together. It was so sweet. They were so sweet. Like, I had never met them before, and they invited me out for dinner and, like, you know, just, like treated me so well. And they were so kind. Seriously. And then I Ubered back to the... I said bye to them, and I Ubered back to my Airbnb. It was just me. And then Zoil got home, and I scared him because Harry wasn't there because he was at the Marty Supreme pop-up. And then, yeah, I went to bed, woke up too early, and I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? I don't have internet because my eSIM has just run out. I was like, I guess I'm going to go to a coffee shop. So I went to a coffee shop in LA, and I spent $5.50 on a little cake, which sounds crazy, but oh my god, the guy heated it up for me. Guys, it was a little coffee cake. It wasn't little, actually. You can see it next to my hand. This was the most incredible cake I've ever had. It was so fucking good. And then I realized I hadn't been tipping people because I hadn't been paying, so I tipped him $1, which I thought was fine. That was like 20%. And I sat there just chilling out with the internet, downloading some videos for the flight. And then I went back to my Airbnb and I booked an Uber. I decided I had to book an Uber to the airport instead of what, like, taking public transport. And you know what? Usually the Uber was $100. I don't know how I did it. I got it at like a discount time in the middle of 2 discounts. My Uber was 40 minutes long and $36. It was crazy. Like, that is not... It should be like $70 more than that. It was so good. And I got into the Uber, and I told the guy that I went to the Streamer Awards. And the guy started telling me how, like, he actually really fucks with streaming, and he's, like, a creative, and he's been all over the world for photography and stuff. And he was, like, telling me that he wants to get into streaming. He was asking me loads of questions, giving me his opinions on it. I gave him my Instagram. I was like, this is my Instagram. And he was, like, so kind. Like, after he was like, this is the best. Like, you were so awesome. Like, thank you so much, man. Like, we really just hung out for, like, 40 minutes. And he dropped me at LAX. And I got out of the Uber. And I realised. And I got the Uber tipping screen pop up. And I went, fuck. I just gave this guy my Instagram account. I have to tip. Like, it's not usually in my culture, but, like, I'm going to have to tip. Because what if I don't give him a tip and this guy starts running on my Instagram? So I gave him a tip, a pretty nice tip. And then I went into LAX. I was there at 11. My flight was at 2. Again, I've done my special where I arrive really early. I go through security, and I was wearing shorts which were not tight on me. And when you go through security, you have to take your belt off. I have flown probably 200 times in my life. Because I used to fly to England and to Italy a lot. Bro, security lost my belt. In between going through the scanner. And I was there. I went up to this guy holding my shorts like this. And I was like, hey, can you find my belt? My belt is gone. My belt is gone. And he was like, what? And I was like, my belt, I gave it to your co-worker in the tray, and now it's gone. And he goes, what? Bro, he takes out a fishing rod and starts fishing for my belt out of the scanner. I didn't even know that was possible. I don't even know what the fuck just happened. Anyways, he hands me my belt. And I get ready for my my day of travel. My flight is at 2. It is now 11. I sit for 2 hours doing nothing, and then I realize I'm on the wrong side of the terminal. I walk to my gate, realize there's no food options. I had to walk all the way back across the terminal to the only restaurant that I found interesting, and I spent $29 on a pizza because it was the only good option. I promise you, I did not want to spend it, but I was so hungry. So I bought this pizza, and you know what? I wouldn't have paid $29, but I might have paid $20 for it. It was really good. It was really, really good. I took a picture of it to scale with my hand. It wasn't a huge pizza, but it was really good. Apart from the fact that the waitress wouldn't give me the bill, and my flight was boarding. I was an 8-minute walk away from my flight. My flight was boarding in 10 minutes. And I was like, can I get the bill? And then she was like, yeah. And then I was like, can I get the bill? And in the end, I asked Curryway for $3. I'd spent $1 buying a banana, like on the streets of LA. And then I was like, fuck, I have this cash and I don't need it. I guess I'm going to tip a server for the first time. I felt so stupid, like a little chud. I gave her 2 $1 notes. I was like, here's $2. She was like, I was like, it's my first time tipping. Hope you enjoy. And then I left. I got to my gate, and a guy taps me on the shoulder. He goes, hey, there's a buzzing noise coming from your backpack. I was like, what? I took my AirPods out. I was like, I don't think there is. Then I spun my backpack around. Dude, I don't know how. In walking, this is like, I don't know how this happens. My electric razor had you have to press a button to turn it on. It turned on, and it started razoring inside of my bag. And I opened the bag, I was like, there's a fucking electric razor that's on in my bag. I was like, thank you, dude. I didn't tell you guys. I was going to tell you, but then I didn't. I actually had a layover in Texas. So I flew from LAX to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, which was pretty fun. I flew 3 hours, and it was really good. I watched another few episodes of Severance, and then I got off there, and it was one of the nicest airports I've ever been in. I was there on a layover. My flight has just been delayed by 30 minutes, so I'm there for like 2 hours. I'm there for a layover, and there is somebody else there for a layover. We cross paths going different directions on the terminal. Imagine how how improbable this is to happen. I cross this person. I'm flying to Heathrow. They're flying to New Zealand. We cross paths, and they go, "Oh my god, are you MaxGGs?" And I realized at that moment, no one in the world, apart from maybe Molly, knows that I'm in Texas. Imagine you're in Texas, you bump into MaxGGs. I'm like, yeah, it's nice to meet you. They seem like, what the fuck? First person that's ever recognized me in public, internationally. That wasn't at like an event, or a TwitchCon, or like in the city of a TwitchCon. That was the first time I got recognized in Texas. And I was like, it's so great to meet you. And then they were like, yeah. I gotta go for my layover, but it was nice to meet you, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, I've really gone global. Like, holy shit. And then I went to my gate, and then I was like, all I want is like I want more fruit. I want like something organic. I bought this delicious smoothie, 500 milliliters for like $7, which is like £5. That's not so bad. Not so bad for airport prices. It was delicious, banana and strawberry smoothie. And then a guy like was like, "Hey, like could you look over my stuff? I just need to go to the toilet." I was like, "Sure." And he came back. His name was Chase. He was from the University of Nebraska. And we got on so well. This is the third friend that I've made on my trip, by the way. The lady from Iraq, my Uber driver, and now this guy called Chase. My third friend. I was like, wow, I'm really making friends with everyone. I was talking to this guy. We got on really well. He was like, wow, you're a streamer. I'm becoming an anthropologist. Some shit like that. He was like, I want to make a video diary, like a little vlog talking about my journey. I was like, cool. And we spoke for a little bit. Then our groups got called, and I never saw him again. But he was really, really kind. Chase, shout out to you. And then I got on this flight, and finally, it was a British Airways flight, and finally I heard the voice of another British person. And I'm not gonna lie, I just can't trust Americans. I can't trust Americans to do their job. I actually can't. Finally, when I heard a British guy, I was like, oh my god, like I'm in safe hands. Like, finally a sensible person. Because it's actually depressing. What I realized in America, people are way too obsessed with who has power over them. Like, they are obsessed with showing off what state they're from. And like being like really like, I love my state, or like I love my company, and that kind of stuff. Like, it was really weird how capitalist and like crazy it is in America. Like, they are so like subservient to the power above them. It's crazy. Not like patriotic, but also like obsessed with people that like obsessed with like the power structure in America. It was really weird. It was really, really weird. Like, people were really like, I've never met someone who like loves their job. Everyone in America is obsessed with their job and stuff. I don't know. I found it to be a bit weird, like really intense and like really capitalist. And also, oh my god, the problem, like the homelessness problem in LA is like something I've never seen before. Like it's all crazy in America. It's because you were in LA? Well, I don't know. Yeah, like the stewardesses were like so like American and like I don't know, bro. Like it was really like so American, like so like obsessed with the company that they work for. Like when you go on a flight in Europe, like they don't really give a fuck. They were like so I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. But yeah, I got on this flight in Texas, and guys, I am allergic to being what the fuck is it called? Oh my god. Like, oh, what is it called? What is it called? It's on the tip of my tongue. Jet lagged. I am allergic to being jet lagged. I didn't mess up my sleep schedule at all when I got into LA. I went to bed at 11 p.m. Woke up at 8 a.m. Today I went to sleep at 4 a.m. UK time, which doesn't sound bad, but like my flight boarded at 3. 4 a.m. UK time, and I slept for 6 straight hours into 10 a.m. I woke up at 10 a.m. UK time today. I'm actually allergic to having jet lag. It was crazy. And yeah, I woke up and came straight here to stream. To be honest, that was my little journey. But Streamer Awards was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in my entire life. Like, it was so fun. I had so much fun in LA. I feel like I experienced everything, all kinds of offshoots of LA that you can have. A black tie event, a really expensive dinner with friends, an IRL stream on my channel, an IRL collab. I went to an Airbnb, like I stayed in an Airbnb, I stayed in a funky hotel. I went to like 7-Eleven, I went in a Waymo. Like it was really fun. I basically just got off the checklist and yeah, I just had a good time. I had a good time. It was one of the most moving times of my life to do with my friends. I met so many new people. It was just really sweet. It was just really sweet. And I think now that I'm done with my story time, I have a little thing to announce, I suppose. I'm sure you guys all know about that. Today is 1 year since I did my live show, Sillymas Live. And I thought I could re-release the signed posters. They will look something like this. This is my stock one. If you do not add a personalization, I will write have a very merry Sillymas with my little signature. And yeah, I thought I'd re-release them. There is not a lot of them in stock, I'm not gonna lie. There's like half of the amount that was in stock last year, and those sold out really quick. So if you want one, I suggest that you go for one. And yeah, if they sell out really quickly though, I can try and re-release them on pre-order and then open them up again. Yeah. So I can try and do a restock, but the immediate stock is all that I have. Like I just have like a little stack over there of immediate stock. If you guys are like, if so many people are like, oh, I missed it, I really wanted one, I can restock them, okay? But let me wait. I have a tweet ready. Wait, wait. I'm actually prepared. MaxGGs. Hold on. Wait, I might be stupid. Okay. Let me get the little picture, the little art that was drawn by Neha. And guys, Everybody, the sillymas sign posters are back for a limited time with a possible chance of a restock. I'm not too sure. There is that lovely little announcement. Bang! Okay, they're out. They're fucking out. They're out. They're fucking out. There you go. There you go. There you go. These ones I'll try and get shipped in a few days. For a restock, it could take a little bit longer. Chat, go toss that one a retweet for me. If you're a real one. That would mean a lot. Yep. And, yeah, I mean, it's been 2 hours now. I thought I would send you all off to the sillymas posters. And, yeah. There is a personalization section that you can fill out. I'll start getting these all sorted. And also, by the way, chat, on Sunday, I have a charity stream. It's the shower segment again. £1 is 1 second in the shower. And I'm trying to see if we can go more than 15 minutes, which is what we did in the subathon. It's freezing water. And then a proper announcement will come out for that in a few days. Yeah, that's on Sunday as well. And I'm trying to get the mid-offs video out on Saturday. And also, wait, let me check my calendar. I think I'm actually quite busy. I have John A's Jingle Jam stream either tomorrow or the next day. And then I'm busy Friday seeing family. But yeah, guys, thank you so much once again. The sillymas posters are back. I would love for you to go and drop that a retweet. And if you would like one, then go and buy one. And yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go and raid someone. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Oh my god! Oh my god! I genuinely thought Tom was live. Oh my god! Oh my god. That's crazy. Okay. Alright, chat. Who should I raid? Wait, is there anyone I met in LA that I can raid? Anyone fun? You know what, chat? Fuck it. I'm gonna raid Pokimane. I just want to see what she says. Alright. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been fun. Wait, let me do my little outro song. Thank you, guys! I will be back tomorrow for another... Wait, was that true? Yeah, I should be back tomorrow for another stream. Go and check out the little sillymas posters. Thank you all so much for supporting me. And I will be back very soon. Alright. Thank you, guys! Bye!